Hey, welcome everybody. It's time to join us as we run into life again here with our resident runner, Caren Ware. Every time I see you running somewhere, you're running here, you're running there, you're running a run, you're running a race.
I think we're going to talk a little bit today almost about running ragged. And running, I was going to open today a little under the weather. Not that I'm under the weather, but we've had weather in California.
Yeah.
We have torrential rain, almost like the monsoon.
And people still come and they run in the rain.
Yes, and the races have to take place rain or shine, mainly because they're already in motion. It's a live performance. You already have the medals.
Permits are paid. The medals are there. The crowd's signing up. I am amazed that this is a passionate group of people that come out and participate. These aren't just little club runs or fun.
Well, it's funny that people, don't you remember when you couldn't go out in the rain and all of a sudden you were given permission to play in the puddle and all that stuff? You get giddy. Get giddy and go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
I have to say, we helped time, and we also helped support and stage some great races, events this weekend that were for memorials and good causes and all that stuff in the rain, and everything's wet and soggy. And
I want to do just a quick 30 seconds or minute or two about Caren Ware and this business that you call Running into Life. There's a book about it. It's your life's journey as you've run around the world, as you turned yourself into a world-class runner and built a business to support this lifestyle and to bring others into it. So you really have two separate businesses. One is people pay you to go out and time their races. I want to know who won. I want to know what time it did. And that means there's little bibs and they have little chips on them, and then they run across some sort of mat, and there's a software that tracks them and all that stuff. You've got all the equipment, and that is how you really got into the world of running events, as timing events originally. Then you turned it into, so why don't I do my own events? And now you've got both. So this last weekend you were literally, with you and your crew, in 4 or 5 places.
Exactly. And we have a company called It's About Time, and that's a RFID chip computerized timing company. And so all the gear that we use for Caren Ware events, and we actually go out and support some other events that are happening. But also, we have a great race coming up this weekend, stage race. It's going to be Cinco de Mayo, which is dear to my heart because I actually helped raise 5 inner-city Hispanic boys and 1 girl from the inner-city LA, and they all got into colleges and are college graduates.
How did you, just real quickly, how did you meet them and find them? Somehow they stumbled into your life and you said,
it's the whole thing of running into life. You run into people when you're out there running into life, and that's what's the fun part of it. And in timing, event in Griffith Park, they actually, one of them ran and won the event, came in second overall and among 2 Olympic Kenyans. And so it was super impressive to watch. But I watched him go behind a bush and give his shoes to another one to run the 10K. And the rest is history. I went over and met them and then got them to come help work out races and all this stuff. But you know what I really want to do today, too, is
what's that?
I want to tell people out there about this voice, your voice. You can see me in the podcast. And what the podcast really is going to be today is I'm going to introduce you behind the scenes to what's happening and what we're trying to do.
I'm the Wizard of Oz. You're not supposed to peek behind
that's
the
what
curtain.
it kind of looks like. So I want you to know something about where I'm at and the studio I'm at in OC Talk Radio, and how he got this whole thing happening, because it was really fun to bring him out to our event and for him to see the runners, and interview you. And he's going to be out at Cinco de Mayo this weekend with a mic that says OC Talk Radio, and I want you, the runners, to be comfortable, to walk up to him and be interviewed, because it's your story that's the most important, and it's you that make our races so incredibly special.
What struck me was the people stories there. I was expecting a bunch of hardcore runners who are just dedicated every week. I'm going to come, or every month I'm going to come and see if I can increase my time and move up the ladder or whatever here. And it's like competing against themselves. I didn't know it was an emotional journey for many of the people there.
Very.
They just overcame cancer. They just had a heart pacemaker put in. They're there with their grandchildren for the first time. They're trying to lose weight and doing the impossible. I'm going to run or walk or whatever. It was a community of people who were there for a purpose, for a passion, and they were supporting each other. It wasn't just me trying to beat my time from the last time. It was me, a community of us, all trying to achieve, all trying to say, by being active, you can get up and get over life's biggest challenges.
And that's what the Caren Ware event, and that's Caren with the C, with the word care in it.
Right.
So look it up, Caren Ware events. That's the passion behind it. It's all about the people. And my goal is to make everybody that comes there, everybody, have a great time. And never say, oh gosh, I really am sad that I got up this morning and came down to this race.
And I'd like to see a way, maybe we can help do this, maybe others can, to help share those stories. Because I don't think you can see the flyer and everybody's having fun. It's a fun run. And and there's lots of bling and there's lots of medals and stuff. I get that's part of the process of why people come. They're having fun that day. But I don't think the community has captured enough of the events. I didn't know the emotional stories there. When we talked to some of the people, who's the one woman who is 70 years of age and loves to come dressed in all these wild hats and stuff that comes there. What was her name? PJ or something.
PJ, yeah.
And then some of the other people that were there was some young Vietnamese couple, I think, that when they had their 4-year-old and 5-year-old or 6-year-old.
It was the kids that were bringing the parents.
Yeah,
the kids said,
exactly.
we got to get up and go to this 5K.
And I'm like, how do I get my grandkids to get up and do anything on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning? And they're bringing their parents there. Stories like that blew me away. So I was glad we could capture some of them, put them on your YouTube, put them on Instagram, put them on our channels, tell the world what's going on there. This is more than just a fun run. This is
So if you're listening today and you're going to be out there at Cinco de Mayo, look for OC Talk Radio.
Paul Roberts, OC Talk Radio.
And be prepared. We really do want to share all of our stories.
Yes.
And that's why I took the time to write my story into a book. I'm not trying to sell a book, but I'm trying to gift a story and like life that goes up and down and what
it's like going up and down the hills of the Himalayas and all these other places you've run.
What it takes to challenge them.
And Kilimanjaro and all these other places that you've run. And the people you run into along the way and how that changes your life and changes your course maybe, but you keep going. As the logo says up there, chaos, all the stuff that's coming at you, this storm of stuff that's in our face, and you just lean into it and keep running into it.
And if you think about it, running has so many just parallels in life, allegory. It's such a character-building thing to put one foot in front of the other, one step in front of the other, and teach your body to move, because you have to move through a bunch of things in life. But you know what I want to talk to you guys about? I want to talk to you about OC Talk Radio and how I found this thing. And I'm in here. You can't really see the studio, but this studio is awesome.
We're at UCI's Beal Applied Innovation Center. It's a big fancy place where they take technology developed on campus and try and turn it into something, mostly med tech and medicines. We do a bunch of business shows, mostly for brands like the City of Hope Hospital and UCI Law School and the Hispanic Chamber. We produce week conversations, and as much as they want to make them all conversations about funding and products and everything else, I'm always trying to get them to tell people stories, meet the people.
And that's why I'm so drawn to Paul Roberts with OC Talk, and why we're basing this Running Into Life podcast from here, because he has the same passion with people. So when I'm talking to you, sitting over there, what do you call it? The Wizard of Oz. Behind the screen.
I've got a little inset here. They can see me behind the glass here.
You can't see him, but you're going to hear that voice. And that voice, tell us about that voice, because it's been on radio. Where has it come from? It has a history.
So I'll give you, let's see if I can do it real quickly here. I am in my 60s, late 60s. And when I was in my 20s, I went to the University of Michigan and got enamored with the college radio station there and ended up running the college radio station. And that was my fraternity in college. That's where I hung out and did everything I could. And I thought that was fun. And then I got a couple jobs after college working in real radio, what they now call terrestrial radio. This is like the 80s. And I'm a rock and roll DJ, WMYK, K94. And that was the biggest market I got to was in Virginia. And then they started turning into auto stations and robot stations, and I didn't like that. I'd just come in and say, that was the Beatles, that was the Beach Boys, and I'd leave. So, because there was no connection to people. We weren't playing a set of music and people calling them saying, wow, that's great, man, and can you play this? And there was no connection to the audience. So I left radio and never thought about it again, did a lot of things in marketing and PR and other sorts of things through the years. And about 15 years ago, discovered podcasting. And I thought, this is like what I did as a kid, as radio. And I got fascinated with it. because it's more than radio. It's long-form storytelling. One leads to the next, like a Netflix show. So it isn't just radio. We throw it out. I hope somebody heard it. It gets archived. It gets stored, and it gets shared. And I became fascinated with that, and I started experimenting with it. And originally I thought it'd be a way to help grow my PR business. I quickly discovered this was a business. And so I went all in 15 years ago when no one knew what a podcast was. There were only 250,000 of them in the whole world, and on iTunes. And I called it a radio station because we did it what nobody did. We stream them live like we're doing today on YouTube and LinkedIn and other places. We streamed them live so you could listen on a regular basis and on a regular schedule. We're a little late today in this show, but trying to do it on a regular, continual basis. You can predict when the next one comes out. And then it gets recorded and archived. And then it gets cut up into these little shorts that you'll see on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and all these things here. I don't know what it is anymore. Is it a radio station? Is it a podcast channel? It's some kind of new media thing that we all turn to. But clearly, everybody does. It's record numbers of people listen to podcasts now. It's an accepted thing. I should go back and when I called it a radio station, nobody knew what a podcast was. Now nobody knows what a radio station is anymore, so I should go back and call it just podcast. But it's live podcasting. That's what we do. And it's telling stories and capturing these stories, not just for the moment, but forever.
And that's why I'm here. And that's why I launched Running Into Life, because I wanted to have a voice behind.
Somehow you ran into us and came in on a show.
Yeah, I came in to tell you about the turkey trot.
That was it.
And I go, oh, this is it. I want people to be able to, when I jump on the stage, you guys, at the race, I have, about a minute before you guys need to take off. You don't have an attention span on the stage, but this gives us a stage behind the stage. And we're going to start bringing in all kinds of everybody's out there. Every running people we've run into.
I think there's a bigger community that would like to participate in other ways. There are vendors that show up that want to sell products. And there are people that want to be in front of this crowd. You get 500, 1,000 people or more, a couple thousand people come out for one of these events. It's an amazing crowd of people, and they're excited. They're pumped up. And so maybe they're looking for running shoes. Maybe they're looking for running gear. I don't know. Maybe they're just looking for food afterwards and a good time. Maybe they're looking for local car dealers or something here. But there's a chance to get in front of that community. I don't think...
This is a plug. Anyone that's out there listening, because we have a big, huge reach in OC and many businesses.
Like 60,000 people or something on your mailing list after doing this for you.
And it's not just about running. It's just about camaraderie, branding, community.
Challenging yourself.
Some of the funnest things at the race have nothing to do with the race. Tesla came out and brought a bunch of four-wheelers that they had little quad runners, and they let them run around the sand and test drive some cars.
Some great food. You got some chiropractors or other sorts of people there.
So if you're a business that just wants to attach itself to
that kind of community,
healthy outside, and it's really fun for some people to just get out of their desk and market that way. We do a living, active expo, and whatever the theme that we've picked for that race that month, which we have Cinco de Mayo, and for Cinco de Mayo, and a whole Hispanic celebration race coming up this weekend.
There's a theme to every race.
And then
here.
May 17th in Bolsa Chica, we're putting on the SoCal Pirates Run. It's a one of a kind. I think we're the only pirate run. Yeah,
I think so.
And then we just go after all that, just what you did. Hey, mateys, walk the plank, and we do everything that we can do to theme the heart out.
To make it a fun experience.
Yeah.
And everybody gets these big bling medals and T-shirts and all that kind of stuff.
I actually, if anyone's watching, I have Cinco de Mayo here, and I always make sure that it has some. It's massive, and it has some kind of color and part.
You had some ladies that came in after the race I went to, and they came in and talked about why they come, and they're all ages.
Yes.
And many of them are older women.
To the point that we even made for this has just been unveiled for Everest. If you trek to Everest Base Camp, and it has who we support on the back, but we even made medals for trekking experiences.
Because a couple of them are going to go with you to a trekking experience. All right, it's a fun thing to participate in. And the other thing that surprises me is that some corporation, you've had them through the years come and go, but COVID cut into that. Get back, this is something you can sponsor and get behind car dealers, banks, other sorts, all the people who listen to all our commercial shows and our business shows. What an opportunity to get your name in a fun place in front of a fun, active crowd with a lot of reach through the podcast, through the email blast, through the people that show up, all that stuff.
Every race actually has the opportunity, because every runner is wearing a race bib, has the opportunity to put logos on it. They're running a race shirt. They have a ribbon with the neck ribbon, so there's lots of opportunities to
Branding
have
opportunities
have your
here.
brand go home with them and live. I see the shirts everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, I've
Plus
even
a
seen the shirts
booth, and
internationally.
you're set up there, and you can tell people about your product. It's a soft way. It's very sponsoring golf tournaments or something. But you're getting in front of a very active. I guess I thought it was just hardcore runners. It's not. It's a community. It's our community, and it's people of all ages and all sizes. They share one thing in common: they're challenging themselves. They're trying to overcome an obstacle. I'm not going to let life stop me. I'm going to run into life. And if that's the kind of customers you want to get in front of, active, positive, moving forward, this is a great opportunity to pair up. How would they find you if they do?
Luckily, I really push the care in my name, Caren. I'm Caren with the C. My mom
do this because you care.
Yes, I do that because my
think
mom actually named me that, and she said, I hope that to just put kindness and care and passion about people.
It shows. You have a passionate connect with people who've been coming for years to your events. I think it's time to take it to the next level and tell people about it and get more community activity involved in it, and sponsors and vendors and other things, because there's a party going on.
There is
like
a party
this
going
weekend, and 1,000 people are going to show up. And I think
plus.
Plus. At least rain or shine.
And sprinkle.
Because it's probably going to rain this weekend.
It's going to be perfect runner's weather, sprinkling and all that stuff. And the party's on.
The party's on.
But I'm so thankful to be here, Robert, in your studio with your expertise behind and the voice to guide us, because you hear
said
me
my
like
name wrong.
Oh, what did I just say?
Paul Roberts.
What did
Everybody
I just
always
say?
says Robert, and it's Paul Roberts.
Did I just say Robert? But that's what I was just going to get to, that point where I'm so grateful to have his guidance
I'm
and
spell
his
your name with a
expertise.
K from now
yeah,
on.
seriously. And because I stumble on my words, and this
you
is
go
teaching
a
me.
mile in a minute.
Yes.
You are a runner. When you talk, it's a running dialogue, conversation where I was trying to get you to slow down and focus and everything. But that's who you are. I'm just always. You're racing to the next thing and the next thing and the next event, and you're just grabbing people along the way and saying, come on, I'll help you, we'll work with you, we'll support you, we'll do this. And it shows you built a community that cares, really.
And I appreciate having the opportunity to talk to you guys in a very personal way. I had a coach that was training me to be a master's world-class athlete. And
Which
he was,
you are.
And he was working with a bunch of Olympians and had his back turned to me. And he said, wow, if Caren could get her legs to move as fast as her mouth does, she'd be world class.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't know if that's a comment. And he turned around and he smiled and he goes, I actually am teasing with you, but people that actually get to race at your ability and agility, they're like thoroughbred horses. You got to put blinders on them and stuff.
Yeah.
And he goes, it really is attribute and a skill.
And you whip, if you go to the event, when you come to the event, come out and see this. Caren is a whirlwind. Come on, here we go. I'm on stage. Let's do this. Let's talk to somebody. Let's take a selfie. It's as much about her celebration and bringing people along. She's not just a behind-the-scenes producer that you never hear from some anonymous corporation. There's a passion, there's a purpose behind these races, and it shows
the
in the people
purpose
that
is
come.
really, honestly, to meet you and for all of us. I tell people that I create the event, but you are the party. You bring it. You bring it on. Bring it on. Watch the last YouTube video that we just posted from April, and the April the little rabbit run that we put on community
one of your newer
events.
ones, yeah.
One of our newer ones. We have races that have thousands and thousands of people. OC Irvine Turkey Trot. We're staging a splash dash dry run at Wild Rivers the last Sunday, fourth Sunday of the month in August. Really fun events.
Big one's coming up. We're coming at the end of our time here.
Yes.
How do they find you? How do they sign up? How do they come to this event this weekend at Bolsa Chica State Beach? The Cinco de Mayo run is this Sunday, which is what, the second, third, fourth?
Fourth, May 4th.
May 4th for those that see this later. And if you miss it, go watch the Instagram posts, go watch the YouTube videos afterwards. You see what you're going to miss here. But don't miss it, even if it's raining. Come on out.
Yeah.
And that's not a whole lot of money. What, $40, $50, something like that?
But actually, you get the product, the shirt and the medal is pretty much the cost of what you're paying for.
So there is a cost, and it goes to support this party and all this bling and all the stuff that
And it
goes
actually
with it.
supports, if you go to our YouTube channel, it supports the needs that we run into, that I've run into running around the world.
Yes.
And,
she takes part of those proceeds and
yes.
helps support people in Africa and other places that she's run into along
And the
way.
Himalayas and the Sherpas and all this stuff. So
and the inner cities of LA.
I'm going to answer your question so that we can close this out.
Yes.
And just remember, Caren with the C, Caren, last name Ware, Ware, so it rhymes, Care Ware.
Right.
Caren Ware event.com.
And find out where in the world is Caren.
Yes, and you can hit contact button and it comes directly to me and to us, especially if you're interested in, hey, I would love to just come out and put up a booth and vend and tell them about, what we do.
Sponsor it,
Yes.
support it,
Yes.
run along as she runs into life, this community that she's gathered that's positive, that's upbeat, that's coming out even if it's raining, and overcoming life's
And
challenges.
then now you know that there is someone to the side,
Oh.
and his name is Paul Roberts.
There we go.
And he is OC Talk Radio, and he'll be out there at the races interviewing you.
Absolutely. Look forward to meeting you and hearing your story. There you have it. That's the kind of story we love to tell here at OC Talk Radio. We hope we'll see you here this weekend, Bolsa Chica State Beach. We'll be there. Will you be there? We hope so. If not, come and join us as we continue to run into life right here on Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center.